If you've ever told yourself, I know what I need to prioritize my health, I just don't have time to actually do it, this episode is for you. One of the biggest struggles busy women experience with autoimmune disease is that they don't have a spare moment to devote to their health. Your day is already packed with your career, family, and running a household, and when you already are exhausted and in pain, the thought of adding one more task to your day feels impossible. But what if the answer isn't finding more time, it's finding the hidden pockets of time that already exist in your day? In this episode, I'm going to help you do just that so you can find the time you didn't know you had so you can finally prioritize your health. Have you tried everything to eliminate autoimmune symptoms like joint pain and digestion issues without relief? Are you struggling to keep up with the demands of life due to chronic fatigue? Does chronic pain keep you from doing the things you love in life? If you are feeling defeated and hopeless, you are not alone. I am Ashley Cavolo, a busy working mom who once struggled with debilitating autoimmune symptoms. I too felt like giving up after trying every possible solution without relief from symptoms like joint pain and stiffness, painful digestion issues, relentless chronic fatigue, and embarrassing brain fog, until it was time to stop allowing the pain to control my life. I dove into the root cause of autoimmune diseases and was shocked to find the answer is not found in endless doctor visits, harsh medications, expensive supplements, or strict food lists. The secret to healing autoimmune symptoms is found within the specific habits that reduce inflammation and heal symptoms quickly and naturally. I applied what I learned and found relief from my symptoms in a matter of weeks. 7 years later, I am living a pain-free life free of autoimmune symptoms. I turned this discovery into a self-paced program called the Autoimmune Reboot, where I share my secrets and my step-by-step process to help you heal your symptoms quickly so you can live a pain-free life. This podcast is for you if you are ready to eliminate joint pain so you can jump out of bed every morning pain-free. Heal and maintain a healthy gut so you can enjoy your favorite foods again without that uncomfortable bloat. Go from no energy and endless coffee breaks to an abundance of natural energy and stamina to tackle the day. Eliminate uncomfortable autoimmune symptoms such as bloating, brain fog, constipation, diarrhea, digestion pain, inflammation, joint stiffness, skin rashes, and many more. Living a pain-free life is easier and closer than you think. I can't wait to show you what I discovered. Refresh your coffee and let's dive in. You know prioritizing your health is important, but it's common for those habits to get pushed aside when your day-to-day is packed from the moment you wake up to the moment you crash into bed. You're left feeling burnt out, so you give in to prepackaged convenience foods, fast food, and takeout. You dive into a glass of wine and scrolling social media to wind down before bed, and then you sleep in until the last minute the next morning and spend the entire morning rushing to get out of the house. And most women think the problem is that they need more discipline, more motivation, or a perfect routine. But that's actually not the issue at all. The real issue is that no one has actually shown you how to make those non-negotiable habits that reduce inflammation fit inside your real life. So if you're waiting for a free hour to meal prep, exercise, journal, meditate, cook from scratch, and do all the healthy things, it's probably not going to happen consistently because real life is super busy. You may be working, taking care of kids, managing appointments, trying to keep up with the house, and dealing with fatigue on top of it all. The women who are able to stay consistent aren't always the ones with the most free time. They're often the women who learn how to spot the small pockets of time they do have and use them intentionally. This is where the shift happens. And you know, if you've been here before, food choices, sleep, and movement impact your health. While all of these habits are a non-negotiable part of healing, there is something else that will help reverse your symptoms so you can finally end the vicious cycle of diets, medications, and chronic pain. and that is consistency. Being able to stick to the non-negotiable habits that actually calm inflammation within the body is just as important as the food you eat and your quality of sleep. Finding pockets of time in your schedule for non-negotiable habits like meal planning and prepping, having a dedicated time for movement, setting a firm bedtime, and having morning and evening routines allow you to stay consistent and will reduce inflammation over time, allowing your body the time it needs to repair, detox, and heal so you can finally find relief from your symptoms. So here's how to do this. Instead of asking, how do I find more time? Start asking, where are the hidden pockets of time already in my day? These are the 5, 10, or 15-minute windows that usually get overlooked. Maybe it's 10 minutes before waking your kids up, 15 minutes before lunch, 5 minutes while dinner cooks, 15 minutes in the evening instead of scrolling. Those little pockets may not seem like much, but they're often enough to fit in habits that actually move the needle. Things like preparing healthy snacks and lunches for the week ahead, planning simple weeknight dinners on a Sunday for 20 minutes, walking for 15 minutes each day, setting a standard bedtime, prepping for the next day each night, and setting a wake-up time so you no longer sleep in and rush to get out the door. This is exactly what I help women do inside the Autoimmune Reboot, because the goal isn't to create a perfect health routine that only works when life is calm. It's to build an anti-inflammatory lifestyle that works even when life is busy. Inside the program, you will discover your hidden pockets of time and map out your non-negotiable habits that calm inflammation so they fit into your schedule. That's when getting healthy stops feeling like another task on your to-do list and starts feeling like a part of your life. So here's your challenge for today. Take 5 minutes and look at your day from morning to night. Ask yourself, where do I have small pockets of free time? Where am I losing time scrolling? Or where is there chaos? What is one anti-inflammatory habit that I can fit back into those spaces? Then choose just one pocket of time and assign one non-negotiable habit for the week. For example, you could spend 1 hour every Sunday morning prepping lunches and snacks for the week ahead. Let's say you have 10 minutes after dinner on a weeknight. This is a perfect time to clean out your kids' backpacks and lunches, then repack them for the next morning. If you have 30 minutes each morning before getting ready for the day, you could spend that time walking on the treadmill or stretching in your living room. Keep your habits small and realistic so they fit into your life and are achievable. The goal is to reduce stress and overwhelm, not add more to your to-do list and risk burnout. This is key to healing because your body doesn't require hours and hours of time. Instead, it requires you to be intentional and thoughtful about your habits every single day. That is where healing happens. If you're tired of the endless loop of dieting, pills, and flares, join me inside the Autoimmune Reboot. This is my signature program where I help you learn not only what to do to calm your symptoms, I also show you how to actually make it work in your busy life. We focus on simplifying anti-inflammatory habits, creating realistic routines, and helping you identify the hidden pockets of time where your non-negotiable habits fit to finally find relief from your symptoms. So if you're tired of feeling like you're always starting over, I'd love to support you inside. I hope this podcast has helped you in your autoimmune journey. If you find value and inspiration in this episode, please leave a 5-star rating and review and share the episode with a friend. When you do, you are helping this podcast reach people around the world who are ready to live a pain-free life. The information and opinions shared in this podcast are for educational and informational purposes only. The content within this podcast is not a substitute for professional care. Always seek the advice of a physician or medical professional to answer health-related questions. Implementing the advice shared on this podcast should be done at your own risk. Actions taken by listeners as a result of the content shared on this podcast is not the responsibility of the host or creator. This podcast does not endorse and is not affiliated with treatments or products mentioned in this podcast unless otherwise specified. Products or treatments treatments shared in this podcast are for informational purposes only. Always seek the advice of a medical professional for answers to product or treatment questions. All content, including but not limited to text, graphics, logos, and material shared under the Autoimmune Reboot podcast, is protected by copyright and all applicable laws. Any kind of unauthorized distribution or use of this content is strictly prohibited and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Listening to this podcast is acknowledging your agreement with these terms.